What's going on, man?
I'm doing great.
That's good. That's good. What have the new year been for you, bro?
The new year. Oh man, it's been it was a slow January. It was a slow January. February picked up, had some things go on, do some production.
Mm-hmm.
Um did a podcast. Yeah, but the new year it's some of the same old stuff from 2021.
Yeah, actually, I can see you say this new year has not started off the greatest for me between the COVID and the slowness of sales, what have you. But the podcast tip for me been pretty good. but shoot, I can't complain, man. I cannot complain. I had the pleasure to talk to a bunch of girls that are gamer girls that became porn stars. So that was fun and stuff, which got me
Oh,
thinking about you and everything. So and
yeah.
that's why I said I had to bring you back. I was like, yeah, it's been a minute since we had him on the show.
Yeah, that's for sure. I can't even remember what the date was that we actually did the first show. I'll
God,
look
that
back in the calendar.
was Jesus. That was about what, November, October.
It was a
So
while back.
yeah, yeah, very good episode. Very good episode. So let me do these particulars and we can get
No, it
this
was
thing.
before that. It was all the way back in September.
Oh my God. So we damn, it's been almost a year.
It's, it's getting around there.
Oh my goodness. But let me do these particulars. We can get this thing on the road. Okay, brother?
All right, let's do it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on Anchor. The perfect app for anyone trying to start their own podcast career. All you got to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get yourself a profile. I'm your host, Captain Always Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. You know what it is. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com. Rap Star. We have three wonderful sponsors to tell you about. The first one being the Facebook, the LS Community, talking about lsworld.com. Also, eroticismmagazine.com. Go there today. Get yourself a monthly subscription. Get the magazine paperback. And last but not least, excitemoney.com for you content creators, 90% profit that you would take home from your sales, as well as if you need healthcare, they got you covered on that. For you consumers, a new site that is better than OnlyFans, that have some of the hottest and newest faces in adult film, giving you some great content for you to buy. And we are a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go to shopgwdistrict.com and shop to your heart's content. You get the opportunity to buy products from over 500 Black-owned shops and retailers. And last but not least, check me out on skyhawkafterdarktv.com. Check me out on my personal page where you can listen to podcasts, or check me out via the medium of the radio station. So go to skyhawkafterdarktv.com. Now I'm about to shut up and let this returning guest introduce himself.
Hey y'all, it's Trent Knox again. Welcome back to the show for the bonus episodes.
Oh,
Yeah. And you know, I think last time I introduced myself, I had like a very formal introduction. This one's gonna be more casual.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm a media production person that's really into esports. Started a community around the business of esports, which is competitive gaming, and it's been great. We've grown from, I think when maybe I was talking to you, from about 3,000 followers to now about 6,000 on LinkedIn. We're big on
Nice.
LinkedIn. And then on Facebook, we have a more social community where people are part of the Facebook group and whatnot. But for Trent Knox himself, a little bit of a podcast producer. Also do my own podcast, the Trent Knox Show, and recently released an episode kind of recapping my end of 2021 year. But I'm glad to be back on your show.
Most definitely. So, how does it feel to be? Because we didn't really get into the podcasting. How did it feel to be a podcaster? You know.
Yeah. Um, I actually started podcasting. I did the first podcast back in 2012, in my dorm room, and I was trying to make a website. I was young, didn't really know what I was doing, and I was on Ustream back then, which is now. like owned by NASA or IBM or something like that. And then it wasn't until like 2015 that I went on SoundCloud and I started putting out a little bit of like a podcast style thing, just basically doing live streams and then uploading the audio. It wasn't, and then I'd say like when I really sat down behind a microphone in the studio was 2017. I started a show to interview local artists, brands, and events in Austin, Texas, and interviewed some DJs, hip hop artists, fashion designers, photographers, videographers, just people who are artistic in Austin, and uh, and that's when I got the first kind of experience as far as podcasting with others and whatnot, and doing that stuff is actually something I really enjoy. I really enjoy doing the interviews and talking about, subject matters that you don't hear on mainstream television or radio or anything like that.
Yeah, because that's what I love about podcasting, that you get to talk to people to tell their stories and everything. Like
Yeah.
after you I interviewed a movie director for this movie called The Old Ways. It listed how they put out the movie, distribute the movie, get the movie out there, especially with independent film producer or what have you and
Yeah.
everything. And what's some of the interesting guests that you had on your podcast that come to mind?
Interesting guess. You know, the Trent Knox show, my personal podcast, I've had guests on the show before. Um, but most of them are kind of when I was doing guests, it was I was part of a podcast agency. I would say not really an agency, but like someone who provided me guests to put on the show, and some of those were like they did Comic-Con conventions. They had like one person interview had a Western movie, um, some actors and whatnot, but nothing really resonates there. I think that when it comes to the esports stuff, um, I've had really interesting guests as far as like what they do outside of, the big lights and cameras of Hollywood and whatnot. And just like what it takes to get behind the scenes, and some of them are like Landon Gorbenko was one of the big episodes. Donnie Stumple's probably the big episode where he's based in the UK, and he does mental health and awareness around how players deal with, different stresses inside of the video games.
Yeah, most definitely. So, um, so you have one podcast, correct? Or two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got one. Okay. So
No, I have three. I have three.
You have three. Oh my God!
Yeah,
I thought I was doing something. Shit, I got four right now. So,
yeah, that's a lot.
So what the other two podcasts besides the first one?
Yeah, so the main one that I started with was Austin Live and Local, and we did different shows within that, but basically the Austin Live and Local podcast. That's been on hiatus for a while. Really, the pandemic really messed that up because we couldn't go in person to the studios. And then I'd say, there's Trent Knox show, which is pretty much more about my life and doing esports, doing podcasting, different stuff like that. And then I have the Esports Business Network podcast, which was interviewing industry and experts in esports. Those are pretty much all three there. Yeah.
Most definitely. So now, when you interview the esports people, what have you? Well, actually, this question I want to ask: because as a podcast, we look at like our demographic, who's listening, response. When you started doing esports talk, did you notice a influx of listeners?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because the reason I asked that for your answer. Before I was just doing politics, culture shit. But when I started talking about porn, that's when my listenership went up in downloads. You get what I'm coming from?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's interesting because there are people who listen to me for the Trent Knox show, which is its own podcast. Um, and if I'm really committed to it, and if I'm doing something maybe weekly or daily or something like that, and I'm active, that actually gets more attention. But the esports stuff has it's just like a completely different mindset of the listeners. And the way that they talk about things. And so I'm sure that you've gotten that a lot from the adult industry stuff,
Yeah.
is that it's just, the politics people are gonna give you a lot of, positive or negative feedback, and it's a certain way that people talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's sort of the same thing with the esports stuff. It's maybe a little bit more nerdy, a little bit more, introverted. Um, with the business component, it's a little bit more about the money than it is with the Trent Knox show. People reach out about Trent Knox show about, dealing with life and social issues and those sort of things, and sort of probably more similar to the political show that you
Mm-hmm.
did before you got into the adult industry stuff.
Yeah, because when you're doing multiple podcasts, you kind of try to make each one different,
Yeah,
so they won't mix in, and that's actually a hard task,
yeah, it definitely is.
because even with me, like what helps is the fact that I have different hosts, so it's kind
Hmm.
of like I might talk about the same thing in some of the podcasts, but it's given different takes. You feel me? And a different
Yeah.
way of the consumption or what have you. So, um, for each podcast, did you initially pick what you want them to be, or you allowed them to become what they became organically?
It kind of changed actually. Initially with the Esports Business Network, I did it on my own, and then I brought on co-hosts. And then the co-host situation was like I couldn't get them to see the same vision, and understand like why we were doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it was like, well, I tried to bring on a female co-host, a male co-host, and it was trying to, figure out like if they were really invested in trying to, they were
Mm-hmm.
invested in the subject matter and they weren't, and it's interesting because this goes kind of to the adult industry stuff. Is I brought on an OnlyFans girl to be like that correspondent when it
Yeah,
comes to like to being an independent entrepreneur, because you got to be an independent entrepreneur as an OnlyFans
yeah,
participant or someone who's a content creator. And it just wasn't there for her. And it only worked out, I think, a couple episodes or something like that. And then we say, like, this isn't really working out for you. The content subject matter isn't there for you. Um, and then, I just went in and I did it independent. I was just like the only host on that show. Um, Going back, I guess, to the Austin Life and Local podcast, though, that was me and a business partner. It kind of actually was a conglomerate of people. I've done a few episodes solo, but most of the episodes that I do on the Austin Life and Local podcast have a co-host, because I just don't think I can speak necessarily for the whole of Austin, right? I feel like there's different personalities, and you need to incorporate multiple people to give different perspective to what um, what it's like to live in Austin.
oh yeah, most definitely. Because like I said, even with like with one of my podcast hosts, Princess Happy, I have no structure with
Yeah.
her because it doesn't work for her. So we just talk and we just let the conversation go. Period.
Yeah,
And now the worst co-host you could have is one where you got to pull teeth to give you that one word
that's what I mean.
answer, and you're just like, come on, you can't expound on the fucking answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, that's just the worst type of
Well, I'll tell you
personality.
what though. You know what? If I'm fried, like I've been on some podcasts before where I smoked and I was just fried,
Yeah.
and I showed up and I'm sitting in that chair and I'm sinking into that chair, and
Mm,
I don't know how much I can contribute, sometimes, but
yeah.
if I'm clear-headed
It
and I'm
depends on the
thinking
weed you
about
bring.
things,
It depends on the weed for
do
me.
what?
Yeah. If that's strong of weed, then yeah, you might have me looking
Yeah,
like a zombie. But I'm more talkative when I'm high, which is
yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Period. I can talk about anything then because it's just like, period versus because I'm not really thinking as much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
versus, versus being, sober. And then I'm saying, thinking like, make sure this, don't say nothing stupid. Don't, period.
Yeah,
You be more cautious when you're sober. But everyone's high is
yeah,
different, period. Because some people can smoke and can go to work. Some people go to work, smoke and they be lazy as a motherfucker, you know.
yeah.
So shoot. So which one are you though when you get high? You the working person. You just sit and relax and chill and fuck the rest of the day person.
Man, I don't know if it's an indicator sativa kind of thing, but I just, if I smoke, um, if I smoke and I don't have anything to do, I'm probably more relaxed. But if I smoke on a podcast set and usually it's not only smoking. Usually we're having a little bit of, whiskey or tequila
Yeah.
alongside it. You know what I mean? And so it can get to the point where it's like, you know what? I forgot why I was here.
Oh my god. Hey,
I'm a little lit, you know?
because I was on this one podcast. These guys had lit. They would get it in. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I was smoking or what have you. Now me, I'm not a drinker. Now
Yeah.
I used to be. I get used to shit. Go with the best of them. But now,
Hmm.
shit, I take 2 shots and I'm hurt. Man, because I'm getting older, what have you. But yeah, it's just funny how like when you was younger, you could drink all day, but as you get older, it's like it don't take much to get you lit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To take you out of what have you. That's why I'm like, shit, I can understand how the hell my dad used to drink like he did back in the day. I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm like, damn, how the fuck you able to take down a fifth, take down a half gallon of gin out of this bitch and you still functioning? I take that half gallon, I get to about the neck, my ass ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but I'm gonna ask you this though: do you ever get this sense? Because you did a lot of hosting. All right, tell me if you don't get the same reaction I get. It feels weird to be a guest sometimes because now you got to take your mind out being the one asked the question to now being the one asked the questions. Did you ever get that sense of that feeling when you go on somebody else's show?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking about this before I jumped on your show, is that and I appreciate you for inviting me back on. That's the one thing. It's like I don't really I have to put myself out there to get onto shows. Especially in the esports, there's not too many shows to go on. And if I'm gonna go on a show, it's either about like it's about gaming, and then the problem when it comes to gaming is there's just so many different games, and then the host might be talking about a game I never played before, and that can get kind of weird, right? And so it's more or less like at what point is this podcast gonna get weird? Like,
Yeah,
like that's my question usually. I can talk about me, but yeah, sometimes it is like especially if it's not someone I've, done a show with before. It's a question of like, I don't
yeah.
really know this.
You in the gaming industry, they would ask you about every fucking game there is under the sun, and it's
Yeah.
not like you played every fucking game underneath the sun. You feel what I'm coming from?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's kind of like if they say, "Well, yeah, I'm from San Antonio," but do you know Jeremy Jenkins on First and Fifth?
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, because I live in San Antonio, don't mean I know everybody in the motherfucker. So,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
so as a gamer, what games do you play on a regular then?
It's interesting. The gaming stuff is like the regular games. I don't play that much anymore, like Madden or Call of Duty or
Mm,
any of these games. I have them, like I've got them loaded up and Valorant and whatnot. But there's like I'm really into crypto, so there's a
mm,
bunch of crypto games that are out now that you play on online, basically on in your web browser on a website called
mm.
Fractal, and they're little like they're battle royale type games, kind of like Warzone or whatnot.
Oh, so
Um,
you play a
yeah,
character and you fight kind of
yeah,
to that level, and it's based
yeah.
off of what you win bitcoins, or you got to have bitcoins to play.
Well, it's not Bitcoin. It's a different
I mean,
cryptocurrency called Solana.
But you
And
got to have Solana to play the games.
no,
And,
it's free, but you can
go ahead.
it's free, but you can win. You can earn them. Like by while you're playing, you also earn them. Earn Solana. So, yeah, you can play for free. You just have to have a Solana wallet, and then you can play and you can earn.
Able to buy certain things, level ups,
Yeah.
special stuff like that with the Solana versus meaning you ain't got to spend no actual cash per se.
No, you don't have to spend any actual cash to play. You just have to spend actual cash to buy like skins and different characters and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So if you want to jazz up the look of your character, then you might have to spend some, like use a credit card. But within the game,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but
sort
within
of.
the game itself, you pretty much everything is bought with what's the name of the crypto again?
Yeah, Solana.
Solana. Made this crypto specifically for this game.
No, they made it to be an alternative to Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's its own thing. Um,
That
but
is interesting.
this website is made for Solana. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. That's interesting because if there are any sites, well, I mean, any games that use just Bitcoin or anything like that, similar to that.
Not Bitcoin. There is different. So like the way that it works is like there's a main competitor to Bitcoin, which is Ethereum, and Ethereum has a ton. But the main other gaming site is Wax. I think it's just wax.com, but maybe it's not wax.com. They're like the biggest. They're the biggest game marketplace for crypto games. And then you may or may have not heard of this game called Axie Infinity.
No,
Um,
never heard of it.
they're like it's basically like Pokemon. You collect all these creatures and then you battle
See,
them.
now I'm gonna tell you what's funny, listeners. I was worried. I was like, damn it, wait a second, what we gonna talk about? Because like I said, I know the gaming, but but funny how when you just have conversations, you run up on shit that is so interesting to discuss. That's why I love.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I picked the guest that I picked. Now, that's interesting because is that a trend that's starting in gaming now? Instead of people having to use their credit card to do certain things, that now it's going to be head towards crypto. But even
Ooh,
because
it's
because
interesting. This
because
is controversial.
because the reason why I'm saying that because where there's smoke, there's fire. So if there's
Yeah.
sites like this, at some point, it's going to catch on. There's no way in hell it's not.
Yep.
Especially in the gaming community. So thoughts?
Yeah, it's controversial. It's actually a topic that's highly debated right now. There's actually some hashtags you can look around for called hashtag play to earn or play and earn, and then there's play and spend. So, you
Okay.
know, traditionally video games were play and spend. So, or another like different way to say it is play to get scammed, right? So you spend money, but you don't make any money, you
Yeah.
know. And then play and earn came out where you play video games, you broadcast to Twitch, and you earn money based on your community and people that donate to you or what have you. Now, play
Okay.
to earn is sort of a new thing, and that's more of esports, competitive gaming can be kind of coupled into the play to earn component because the best players get paid to play, right? Now when the crypto stuff gets invited into it, we could talk about the metaverse and Web3 and all this other stuff. But when crypto gets introduced, this is where the controversy comes in because hard, not hardcore gamers, but there's a certain demographic of gamers that are they don't want anything new. Like they like Pac-Man, they like um
Mm.
they like old school retro games, and they think that um these new features are like exploitive for the companies to make more money than they already make off the games.
Uh-huh.
And It's sort of true, but it's also not sort of true because nowadays, if you Google Axie Infinity, or oh man, I'm gonna forget what the name of the other game is, but um, Axie Infinity is a great example. It has revolutionized the economy in the Philippines. Right now, people make more money playing Axie Infinity on their smartphones in Philippines than they used to make plowing the fields or working at McDonald's or any job. People now full-time play Axie Infinity in the Philippines and make more money than they ever did before.
Mm, most definitely. Because it's interesting because it's kind of like I'm thinking at one point porn might move in that direction. Because I have seen
I've
sites
seen some stuff.
that I remember one BBW Highway at one point was accepting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And basically, but basically that we will start using Bitcoin versus cash because that negates MasterCard and Visa.
Hmm.
Period. Um, but even more so, the fact that this one game you were saying made its own. Well, I don't think necessarily made its own Bitcoin, but technically has its own Bitcoin for this game. You get what I'm coming from? Is
Yeah,
there
can
a
I
trend
can
that's
kind of
headed to
relate
that?
it.
You feel me? That I can
Yeah.
have a game to where I have my own made up Bitcoin that's within the game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which you can easily take that to compete with the other Bitcoins at some point. You feel me?
Yeah, and for your listeners that are into OnlyFans and stuff like that, there are adult industry websites, and at one well here's the thing. There's so much going on, and I'm not sure how many of your guests that are on the sex working side that are from like Eastern Europe and whatnot,
Yeah.
but with everything that's going on over in those parts of the world, these crypto platforms are making, capital accessible to otherwise
It's just
inaccessible areas in the world.
the state yet per se.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It hadn't made it to the states yet per se.
No, it has. It has.
Okay.
There's sites like Nifty XXX.
Mm-hmm.
There are these websites because I'm not sure if you've heard of NFTs, but
Yeah, I know
there
about
are girls
NFTs.
out there there are girls out there that are creating their own NFTs of their content and then putting them into like an unlockable. Basically, you have to pay with Ethereum to unlock the content, and it's out there. It's just not there's not a go-to source like for OnlyFans or what have you, right?
Basically,
Um,
they're not popular. They're not popping per se.
they're not popular. No, not necessarily. No, it's just too easy for, I'm gonna use a British terminology for punters to go to, OnlyFans, whip out their credit card and purchase whatever they want. And for crypto, it's not that convenient.
Oh no, oh no. Especially depending upon the crypto you have, cause like this, if it's Bitcoin, it's more accessible because they got ways to access it versus the lithium and because it was just funny how like I was sitting back, I was like, well, damn, how many different type cryptos they got now?
Oh, there's too many. There's too many to
Is
know.
is kind of like, and it's a new one every day, and it's like, what it where do you use any of these cryptos and stuff of that nature, period. Because I think that's where the problem is there's no outlet to use them per se. Not as heavy as that of just regular cash or credit card, which we all know why, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I mean, I've had some of these issues recently with international gaming companies that uh, they didn't have an easy way to send money from their country to the US, and I had to use a different coin. It's called uh, Binance coin, and yeah, it was just complicated. It's complicated sometimes, and it's not it's not actually advantageous at all times, because sometimes the fees for the Bitcoin, depending on the network or whatever the case may be, it could be 5 to 7% or even upwards of 13%, where like a direct debit via Visa or MasterCard is like 3 to 5%, right? So
Yeah.
it's not always the best way. Sometimes it is the best way because it's faster. It's just like, give me your address, you send the money, and then boom, there you go. But it is complicated, and that's the dilemma, is that it's complicated, and any day, if you're using like whoever is holding your custodial wallet or your money could shut you down. And that's the same as the banks too, though. And I know that
Yeah.
affects the adult industry a lot. Is like, so it used to, where like you know talent couldn't get a bank account, so then they couldn't get
Yeah.
a loan for a house or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, that they wanted to make a car purchase or something like that. I don't know if that's the case still. Do you know anything about that?
Well, now the only thing is, anybody that's, how can I put this? If you don't have a 9 to 5, then it's difficult regardless. And what
Yeah.
makes it even more difficult if you do adult film. So that means now you got to disguise what you know what I'm saying, what you're doing,
Yeah.
in order to have them not question the money. Kind of like that of a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Period. Hands down. That's why that's part of the reason why I got a 9 to 5, was because so that I
Mm.
wouldn't have to, if I want to rent something or get an apartment, I have some type of income that I can explain versus the income that I got to sit here and have this hard conversation about. You feel what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying? Period. And because it ain't like you're getting pay stubs from
Yeah.
porn, because everything is commission based. It's based off of
Yeah.
sales.
1099.
Period. Yeah, it's not like, it's just a totally different beast when it comes to income.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but
It's the
that's,
same
I
for
mean,
esports, actually.
yeah,
Actually,
because some
because
people
in
don't consider
some
porn or gaming a reputable occupation.
exactly, yeah,
Go ahead
exactly.
when you're
It's
right.
either gambling or uh or hooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can sit
Yeah.
there and have the money papers up straight out, and they'll still question you. Wait,
Yeah.
why is
Yeah.
you?
I know.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that the last time I heard anything about the adult stuff and was Riley Reid. I think she was doing like, she had a bank account shut down with like millions of dollars, and then she figured out something. But I didn't to hear. But I know Cash App always, people seem to, from what
Yeah,
I hear,
cash.
Cash
Yeah,
App works.
yeah. Now, what is so funny? What is so crazy that one of the sites that I'm on, they were using PayPal.
Yeah.
Now, from my experience with PayPal, 15 years, I thought about using PayPal. Let me tell you what happened. They shut my shit down and kept my money.
Yeah. I've got some money locked up with Venmo right now.
Yeah. So when I hear a company say, "Yeah, you can pay out with PayPal," I don't think they're gonna have it long. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
at some point they're gonna find where you're doing adult shit. No, can't use PayPal. So now they got to
Yeah.
find one of those companies that they can do their money through. Period. Because even with
Hmm.
X videos, they do it through CosmoPay. And you
Oh,
have to
okay.
get an account. And for the longest, it took a while before they opened it up for Americans to get an account with it. So I'm sitting on like 1,000, like 2,000, 3,000 on X video, on waiting for my shit where they can open up to where I can set my shit up. Period. So
Mm.
it's like, yeah, when it comes to the adult film industry, yeah, the banking, the money, and the way you get the money. That's why CC Bill became so much of a fucking multi-billion-dollar company, because they were the only game in town for so many years.
Yeah.
Because even to the point that there was, you either did Clips for Sale, Rude, or you went straight site, and you had to find somebody to build the site, and you had to pay $700 to CC bill.
Right.
That MasterCard and Visa. So yeah, so that's why I said it's kind of crazy how at some point, where Bitcoin, because it's the most popular, at some point the porn sites is going to start looking to go into that route, especially if the restrictions continue and MasterCard and Visa still continue to trip, which in my opinion is not them, but that's another conversation for another day. I don't think it's MasterCard and Visa that tripping like that. I think it's more.
Well, the problem with Bitcoin is that it's not programmable. And so like if you send somebody Bitcoin, you have to, they have to be pretty trustworthy to get the thing that you want, in exchange. Otherwise they take your Bitcoin and you go and do whatever they want with it. These alternatives to Bitcoin, the ones that I've mentioned before, they are programmable. So you can put a contract in it, and then whatever the case may be, like you need the subscription is part of the contract, and it gets fulfilled by the computer. It's not another human being that has to do the delivery of it. That's the only thing about that when it comes to content. And it's like you said, the way that the authorities look at gaming and porn, it's pretty much one and the same. Like it's really strange, and I think it's just because that like the law is out of date. It's not up to date. Some of these laws we have in our books are from like the early 1900s.
Yeah, most definitely. So why do you, from a gaming perspective, why do you like playing the crypto games better than just the battings and all, or is it just you just maddened out?
No, it's like every single time you go and try to start up a console or a game or something like that, it's got an update that takes 5 hours to do. That was one of the reasons, and then it was almost nearly impossible to get one of the PS5 or the Xbox, the new Xbox or whatever. And at that point, I was like, you know what? These console games are not that. You're just not worth it. They're not worth that type of money. I have a gaming PC, and I'm able to play crypto games or regular PC games, and so that's why I started trending that direction. But it's all about it's all going towards the direction of games that are in the cloud. They're not, you don't have to disk or you don't have to download. It's already downloaded in the cloud. You just log in and you play the game. And I think that's one of the reasons. There's a lack of friction in between starting the game and actually getting to play.
Yeah, because it's like nowadays used to be you had to go buy the new version. Now you can just update it. But I can see why the update takes so long, because that's a lot of files and the size of the files and all that good stuff. Period.
Yeah.
And
what just crossed my mind is a question for you is like, in the porn game, like how is that, is that changed at all? Like I see porn video stores still around. You don't really see that in the video game world or Hollywood. Do people still buy DVDs and stuff?
The truth be told, I think people probably still do, but not like they used to. But really, if you look going to porn stores, it's really more about the outfits and the sex toys.
Okay, yeah.
It's just there for novelty. You feel me? Because the only reason why a person might buy a DVD because they just still got a DVD player and they just like collecting them. They like buying them and watching them on DVD because there might be scenes that's on there that you're not going to find online. Now that's facts.
Yeah.
Not everything is online. Or DVD sets or what have you, period. That, it's just the novelty of it. Just like they still got magazines in them.
Yeah.
But because everything is digital, it's ain't nobody buying no goddamn DVD. Because last store I went to, like I found this guy named Buddha Bang brother. He has his DVD. You know, a couple of his DVDs was in there,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's making money from it. Now they might make money maybe in third world countries that might order the DVD or something like that, to where they're behind us like in 2 decades type situation.
Right.
Like just getting the Big Bang Theory. You know what I'm coming from?
Yeah.
They just get the first episode and they still use DVDs. You know, that's, to me, even back when I was selling DVDs, that's where majority of my sales was coming from, overseas, not really America.
Oh, okay.
You know, period. Yeah, because like London, even as far as Iraq, I sold some in Iraq. Now, I don't know if it was a soldier or Iraqi himself, but you know, and then of course you got different countries got different laws of what type of porn you can watch and they allow.
Right,
right. So don't get twisted, it's sticky. You know, period. It's just the internet made it easier for you to get your shit seen. But now the equivalent of bootleg DVDs is the VPN.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, change your VPN. But it's like I said, this era is, how can I put this? Porn companies wish they could have started their companies in this era.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But in the same token, they hate this era because it's too easy.
So much competition.
Yeah, but it ain't competition from other companies. It's competition from the average person.
Right.
And that's the worst competition that you can have.
Yeah, user-generated content, right?
Yeah. Because
so what's?
Go ahead. What you about to say?
What? Yeah. What's? I guess where this is kind of leading is, you mentioned you interviewed some gamer girls that were they on Twitch or something like that before?
Yes,
I didn't hear the episodes.
Yeah, they was on Twitch. You know, ones
and then
just started, and okay, then there's a lot of girls that do porn that now doing Twitch. One of the girls that I was talking
both ways, yeah.
You know, period. And she said, yeah, it makes some money. You know, period. And when you're talking about when the game, it's like this. Any girl that is able to tap into both those fan bases, you're going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, they somewhat cross over, and two, they're different at the same time. Because when you on Twitch, it's not about how sexy you is. It's in that game and how sexy you is. Because the market is about as niche as it comes as BDSM.
Yeah.
Like, even give you an example, like, even in professional wrestling, like, the skaters love Darby Allin because the dude skate. And there's this other female wrestler from WWE named Cora Jade, who she never skates, she just walks around with a skateboard. And they're like, that's bullshit. What she need a skateboard for? You get where I'm coming from? So it's like, I've been seeing a lot of girls now tapping into the gaming world from the porn end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's interesting about this is I guess one of the biggest podcasts that brings a lot of attention to the adult industry is No Jumper, right?
For the most part. I mean, but I can't even say that because the girls he be interviewing is really Onlyfan girls.
Onlyfans girls.
Yeah, for the most part. Because I've never seen him have a Sarah J on his shit. No Missy Stone or none of that. It's like the OnlyFans girls, certain mid-level girls that his wife know Lana. Because Lena, the plug, she's straight up independent. She have never worked for Hollywood.
Okay.
She's an OnlyFans girl, you know, period. But that what he brings to light to.
Yeah.
You know, on that end. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, where my head is going is like these, where my head is going with this one is like I'm someone who likes to go to gentlemen's clubs. I haven't been in a while. You know, you got to get your bread up to go, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I've gone to, you know, full nude, you know, just topless, these sort of clubs or whatnot. The topless ones, my friends, the people that I invite to go out to these clubs or whatnot, they tend to go to the full nude. For me, it's the topless. There's it just it's different. Different strokes for different folks. I guess maybe you know a little bit more about why that might be from a business standpoint, but it's
Well,
the
it's
girls that I meet.
laws. Yes, it
Well,
depends
no,
on
I mean like I mean
what
more or less like
people know. Huh?
I mean more or less like why people prefer to go to a topless versus go to a full nude. But uh, the thing that uh, the thing that I got to meet some of the girls. I pay attention to like what girls work at what clubs and whatnot, and I've noticed some of them have started to branch out into social media.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're online doing chatterbait or what they're doing, live content, Twitch, OnlyFans. I don't know, it's hard to say, but I've been starting to see, it's starting to open up. I know here in Texas, one of those reasons is because they changed the laws that all the girls have to be 21 plus, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's why. Back in the day, if the girls were under eight or not under 18. That's probably the wrong thing to say, but that are 18 and older, they were concerned about like, what that would look like online. But um, yeah, I think the business model, even at a local level, has changed. Maybe you could speak to that a little bit because I don't really understand the local stuff.
Well, okay then. To why a topless bar versus a nude? Because topless, you can't touch them.
Hmm.
Plus, most of these bars, let's just be honest, are high upscale bars. So those are the bars is 9 out of 10 where the girls do an actual routine. They work a pole. Your top porn stars come through being featured dancers or what have you. You feel where I'm coming from?
Yep, I
You
know
know,
what you're talking about.
and the full nude bars is that's where you probably get the lap dances and stuff like that. You probably get in the topless bar too, but then also they make you stand on your hands so you can't touch the girl. So it's
Hmm.
kind of like put it this way. It's like two restaurants. One is Chili Palmer's Steakhouse. The other one is what's Outback. You're gonna
Yeah,
get the same type food, but you're gonna pay more at Outback and willing to pay because Outback is the name and the look of it and the whole nine. You get where I'm coming from? So actually, what you're paying
yeah.
for is atmosphere. If the
And the
atmosphere
reason why I bring this up, is because this vertical of making money in the video games industry has yet to be developed. They have these cafes that you can go and play the computers and stuff like that. And guys get off, girls get off on playing those video games at these cafes. But it's different for guys and gals that are more physical in the porn industry, or and that is like there's already an avenue for them to go make money. In the gaming industry, that just doesn't really exist.
yeah, because see, the thing of it is that like when you think about webcam and Twitch, it's
Hmm.
practically damn near the same. The only difference is webcam you can do more. Twitch you can't do but so much. You can look sexy, but
Yeah,
you can't show no tits.
right.
Period. Plus, the other beauty of Twitch is that girls can point guys to go check out their webcam.
Yeah,
Why you can't do that on the other end? So it's kind of like I would think any female that's a gamer, you should actually go the route of having a Twitch because especially if you want to play games on a regular basis,
yeah,
you know. And then, like I said, also you play into two different markets because the gamers like even with the top girls that are gamers, they're probably pretty, but it's kind of like dudes are there for the game and them. It's, it ain't just they're there
yeah.
for them. You feel?
Well, it's interesting because the big trend, and it's not so much a trend anymore, but it used to be where the girls, they didn't play games. All they did was go on Twitch and get in a hot tub to sell their OnlyFans, right? They'd have a hot tub stream.
Yeah.
The biggest one was Amaranth, for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. I think she still is the biggest one. She's making like a mil plus on OnlyFans and making like 20,000 a month on Twitch, right? It was like almost irrelevant for her to do Twitch streaming, but it was a way for her to market her OnlyFans,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because I mean that makes sense because long as she ain't showing no nudity,
Yeah,
and what's interesting, she just talking,
yeah,
period. So it's kind of like it's all about females knowing how to sell themselves on these platforms. That's all.
yeah. And I mean, Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, isn't gonna wanna get rid of their biggest moneymaker, right?
No.
She actually had some instances where she showed a nipple, showed some
Yeah.
a little monkey, right?
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, slap you on the wrist," but they don't want that money to go anywhere else,
No,
right? They don't want her to go
if
somewhere
that
else.
person's
So
big money, yeah, especially that person's a big earner for them because that means
yeah,
that
she's a big earner for sure.
yeah, they gonna look out for the money makers.
That's for sure.
Platform because they
And
could
it's interesting. There was a girl who went from Twitch to Facebook, and she had to deal with Facebook. Her name was Corinna, um, and she was one of the biggest OnlyFans girls as well from the gaming side. I think she was also making a mil or so per month um, off of OnlyFans, and she recently she just Facebook, and now she's back on Twitch. So I'm curious to see if like when she goes back to Twitch, is that OnlyFans money going up because most people
it probably
watch gaming
because
streams on Twitch.
yeah because one Twitch has a huge viewer base. So you
Yeah,
have a lot of people go on Twitch. I mean, I don't know compared to what it is to YouTube, but I dare say Twitch has to be number two behind it. Damn near.
well,
And
they're number one for live video, not for
yeah,
gaming. Gaming is
yeah,
definitely YouTube.
yeah. But like I said, but I'm just talking about for people being on the site for traffic,
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
So
Oh
if you're
yeah,
able to get a large base on Twitch and you have OnlyFans, that will automatically translate. I don't see how it wouldn't because some of these gamers love porn. So
that's true.
so that would automatically they were like, oh shit, she got OnlyFans because now I'm seeing her and she got these big ass beautiful tits and she a sexy ass chick. She playing video games. I'm already turned on because I'm a gamer. Now I got to go see what she's doing with the OnlyFans. Oh, she fucks, she sucks. Oh God, I'm in. I even told some
Right.
girls, I said, do some scenes where you getting fucked while playing the video game. Trust me, they'll sell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
It
sure.
just because even to the point I thought about what you were saying about the convention shit. I said I was gonna have a conversation with one of the girls that are a gamer, and she could do a convention. How she would, what would it look like? Blah 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 blah. That involve porn and gaming, because
Yeah.
there's no adult side of gaming for adults. There might be
There
games
is,
for
it's just
adults.
not popular.
Yeah,
There's a site that girls do play video games and they do things, but it's not popular.
yeah.
I was talking to one of the dancers that I was talking about. She moved over to Twitch and does hot tub streams now, and hot tub streams to do her OnlyFans, not she doesn't do the nude live stream. Like it's like a cross between like a live Jasmine and a Twitch. It's just a little bit not right. It's not a good experience as someone who goes to watch content there, right? Um, the live like adult stuff, like is there a go-to source? Is there like a number one live site?
Well, see, that's locked up with like the StreamMates, Chatterbait, MyFreeCam. The reason why that haven't jumped off because you have the campsites. So the only way that gaming would jump off in porn is if, like you said, a convention. If it's a live spot that people can go to where you meet porn stars as well as do gaming and some of that nature. Now, a
Mm,
convention of that nature or an event of that nature would pop off because now I'm going to see people live in color meeting them face to face. But
hmm
a site where girls are doing the video games And that's their main function, is playing a video game, doing some freaky shit like that on webcamming. You're competing with the stream mates, where girls kind of do that anyway.
Yeah.
Because even to the point
Yeah.
now, if you want to freak it to where it's how can I put this? Where they can control the dildo while she's playing the video game, or them playing the video game, making kids control the dildo that she's on, then you might could attract somebody. But even then,
Right.
the webcam sites are doing that too, to where the guys press they tip that vibrator. You feel what I'm
Right. The love sense.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, in order for that, if let's say the people that had that site, they were better off putting together a convention if they really want to see money on their end. Because if you're trying to do it as an actual site, you're going to lose in the war, because StreamMate and these cam sites got it locked. Because that's where the girls go to. Because one thing about porn is the girls going to go to the site that everyone is going to. What's hot. That's why Onlyfans popped off. Period. Yeah. So unless that site becomes so hot that it's damn near mainstream news, they're going to StreamMate.
Here's the question, right? So in the adult industry, are girls making more money off of video on demand or live video cam sites?
I don't have numbers, but I would say probably cam sites.
Really? They're making more money off of cam sites?
The reason why, because it's the live interaction.
Okay.
And you probably have more girls doing cam sites than you have girls putting out actual video.
Content. Right.
Content. And 9 times out of 10, any girl that's doing solo content, she webcams.
Right.
So webcam show and turns into content. So plus on how can I put this? Plus on top of that, like I said before, it's you have your regulars that will see you on a regular basis versus that of content. Trust me, it's harder to say. It is harder to make money on webcamming than it is of content, but you'll make more money webcamming than you will with content.
Right. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And so then, these conventions, they sort of exist on the fringe. Like you think of cosplay conventions, or even like there's like some adult ones like hentai.
Yeah, but see, the thing of it is that once again, it's like, how can I put this?
Mainstream.
Bingo. Like Comic-Con is mainstream. Now we had a gaming convention that was risque, that was mainstream, totally restored. But ain't no one ever came up with one or done one. Because one, you have it there for adult shit, because you have gorgeous women, whether they do OnlyFans, whether they do porn, whether they webcam, that actually Twitch and actually do gaming, as well as your regular games, period. So you could actually put something together of that nature and it would probably fly. But you would have to have the major, like for example, the site you were talking about where the girls play around and they game at the same time, they don't have a booth for AVNs. They don't have a booth for Exotica. So they're not even doing anything to put themselves out there in the adult world to where, trust me, they would attract a lot of chicks.
Brand recognition, yeah.
Yeah, it's because if how would I know if you don't tell me?
Right.
Plus they don't have any mainstream girls that is championing it. See, it's kind of like the conversation that I was having with the people from Excite Bunny. I said, if you don't tell anybody about Excite Bunny, you don't champion it, anybody gonna know. I'm like, do y'all even promote the fact that y'all have content on the bitch? I'm just saying. But go ahead, what you about to say?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like it's these like you say, Excite Bunny. I've never heard of that before. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Thanks for the thanks for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
introduction. But I mean,
yeah,
no, the name,
yeah, Excite Bunny, yeah. You
the
know, but
name. That's the thing. Like having a recognizable name like
yeah,
Pornhub or X videos.
yeah,
Those sites, those are recognizable names, right? And recognized because they did the conventions, I imagine, right? Because
yeah,
they went out there, they did the marketing, they put up the booths, and they brought out the Vixen, for instance. Like Vixen has always brought out, I mean, Greg Lansky, right? That's his name,
mm-hmm.
a guy that founded that. Like he brings out the the stars that he has signed to his. Actually, I don't even know how that side of the business works. It's probably similar to how the business works on on esports. Like and that was sort of something I was trying to think about was I know that in Houston and in Austin and Dallas market, you the girls that work at the clubs, they also do house calls, but they work through an agency, right? And usually it's an entertainment industry agency that facilitates these things. Like, but I don't actually know how the business actually works. Like I've heard before that, girls would go on a road, and go three girls in one car, show up at a bachelor's party or something like that, and
Yeah.
you know, do an on-site. But I don't know what that looks like in
Well,
reality.
well, no, I
What's
didn't
the
experience that because I had to book girls to shows like that in the past, and I didn't done shows like that. Period. So,
gotcha?
period. Like I said, it's everything is just more. Now I don't know if they still do. I mean, of course they still do bachelor parties to this day. That's life.
Yeah.
Period. But I mean, they still do bachelor parties. That's always going to be a constant. Period. But
Do they
like I
make
said,
do they make enough money? Do they make a good amount of
yeah,
money
yeah,
doing
because you
those?
got to
I don't
pay.
know.
First, you got to pay them up front, and then of course tips.
Right.
So then if the girls do a little extra, of course they make a little extra money because dudes might want some coochie. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
like the game. I tell anybody this: the game will never change. It will never adjust to you. You have to adjust to it. The game been here too long. It's
Yeah.
certain things always going to be in place that will never fucking change. It might be some nuances that might get pulled into it, but
So
but
here's the I guess the bigger question is who makes more money, the girls that do bachelor parties or the girls who do on-site OnlyFans with the fans?
sure, shit, OnlyFans because it's a broader scope. Now, who makes
Right,
money
it's
in
part of the
the
scope.
moment? It's probably the girls that do the bachelor party because yeah, she probably come home about 2-3 grand that day. But when you talking to but shit, hell, with the OnlyFans girl, she might if
And
she
that's no face, no case, right?
yeah, period. Plus on top of that, I ain't got to look at dudes. That's why so many girls flock to doing OnlyFans when the pandemic hit versus going to do escort
Mm,
because
yep.
I'm able to make money online. The new escorts are the webcam girls, dog. It's the same
Ooh,
person with escort. It's just the difference is you ain't fucking them.
right.
You ain't fucking them. You ain't touching them. But you still got to
Yeah.
talk money out of them.
Yeah.
Period. With tips or what have you. That's why I said a webcam girl way of making money is way harder than that of a girl throwing content because it's a difference between you ain't got to talk to me. I can just buying the content, watch you suck and fuck. Now,
Right.
and then you got to entertain me. You got to talk to me. You got to do some freaky shit. You got to make me come out of pocket and tip.
Right.
So a girl making bank, if she's making bank with webcam, the webcam company is making double the bank because they get majority cut. That's why so many girls decide to do content also.
Yeah, this is something that is happening in the gamer world, because it's even harder because you're not showing skin, you're not they're not getting the same type of they're not getting the same type of audience where the things that the audience are looking for is like them to, do something goofy or do something that, gets them banned on the website or something like that. Whereas I started to notice some of the bigger content creators are bringing on those girls that do the camming sites, the OnlyFans, to get the audience to, start opening up
Yeah,
their their
it's
their money.
about traffic. Yeah, because if I know she's a freak, it's the she might do something freaky on Twitch. That's why I'm gonna go look.
She's going to do something freaky on Twitch. That's happening. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
but boy, I know what she
Yeah.
does on OnlyFans. Ooh, she gonna be on Twitch.
Right.
Here's the other kicker of it. Twitch is free. She playing a video game or what have
Yep.
you. So it's kind of like the same reason why the celebrities who posted on OnlyFans made money, because people knew they weren't gonna fuck, but just in case, I'll get a subscription to see what happens. Is that kind of that situation there? And yeah, it makes sense that any girl that's even a gamer that's willing to show skin, yeah, she's gonna get OnlyFans. Or any of the girls on OnlyFans that are gamers, it makes sense for them to get a Twitch. Because
Hmm.
Twitch has a broader audience than what OnlyFans will ever give you. Than what your Twitter, because it's a platform. If you're hot on a platform, you're now bringing traffic to your platform.
Hmm.
Because that's the
Yeah,
thing
it's
about
so interesting.
yeah, because that's the only thing about OnlyFans is you only attracting the people that's following you on your social media.
That's what gamers say, right? So that's what's interesting about that statement is like the big thing that the agencies are talking about for these gamers is that you can't just go on Twitch and get yourself an audience. You need to have an Instagram. You need to have a TikTok. You need to have something else that's bringing the audience into the Twitch platform. And for
And
the
that's why
cam girls, it's a lot
and
easier.
that's why they go after cam girls. That's why if I was a agency, I'd be going straight after cam girls and porn stars that game. Because they already
Right.
got a
Yep.
it's bringing, and then to add to the fact that they find this shit, the people that are just surfing Twitch is just going to run across her, and want to stop and watch her because she's good looking. And depending on the
Have you
game
ever
that she,
seen Have you ever
but,
seen Lustin' for Lexi?
uh,
I'll have to shoot you a DM of this girl, but she's been starting to pop up. OnlyFans girl, 18, popping up on Twitch, and she's you know, um, I don't know how to describe her, but a little bit thicker, a little bit
yeah,
nice, with the curves and whatnot.
yeah,
And I could, oh, another one that I don't think really went that way, but went music and could have went that way was what's her name? The move like a cow. Uh, shoot, she's a big musician,
I
big
mean,
rapper.
cause I'm not even going front, cause like also the thicker women, they get a lot of attention with the game. Because like
Yeah,
I noticed that too, that the ones that got booty and stuff. That's why I said at the end of the day, it's funny how women are now becoming the main focus of the gaming industry. Models,
definitely.
sexy ass women, and when that wasn't the case, period. So I kind of find that interesting because if I'm correct and wrong to say, the females on the Twitch on a whole make more money than
Um,
on per capita on a whole.
the OnlyFans Twitch girls do, not
Yeah.
the because the guys what they can get brand deal wise is going to be
Yeah.
bigger than the women.
That's what you're talking about. Because at some point, the girls gonna start getting brands, and it's gonna be brands that the guys can't get. You feel
Yeah,
where I'm
that's
coming from?
true. Yeah, that's
Period. It's
true.
just
If
because.
if if yeah, if they
Go ahead.
wake up, if they wake up to the fact that they can sell hair products, they can sell makeup, they can sell, lingerie on Twitch,
But
best
mhm.
believe it.
Yeah, because see, the other part of it is that the gaming is a male dominated force. So
Hmm.
at some point, and how can I put this? It's male. Okay, then most of the guys are gonna watch gonna be male. That's hands down. You know, period. Especially when you come to gaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just certain genres, demographic is going to be men. You know, period.
Yeah.
If it was a beauty, it was a beauty. If they say Twitch beauty, it'd be nothing but women. You know what I'm saying? So to that end, like the sponsorship that they may get, it at some point these sponsors, these conventions are going to want to pull in these girls because it's going to drive in traffic and it appeals to the men or what have you. Just like when you had the cosplay, just like with the Comic Cons, I'm pretty sure that they invite some of the girls that are known for their cosplay, and these girls are fine and thick with it. They look like Instagram girls just dressed up as a Star Wars character. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Black Wall Street is now online, baby. That's right. Visit the GW District. Shop the very best in men's and women's apparel and accessories, home decor, office supplies, books, pantry items, and so much more. The GW District is a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media. We're both veteran and Black-owned, and we're bringing you the best online shopping experience with products made by small businesses. Come and experience the GW District difference today at shopgwdistrict.com. That's shopgwdistrict.com. The GW District, a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my God! You went out as you started talking.
Yeah, I could hear you, but I couldn't hit the.
Yeah, I can hear you. I kept saying, hey, and but. Yeah, so the end is this one little episode. What's new in gaming or just coming down the pipe that you think we should know about?
What's new in gaming? Well, actually, let me speak to the one subject I was talking when you guys couldn't hear me was you were talking about the bringing the girls out, paying them for appearance fees at conventions for cosplay. Well, I looked into this for promo girls, right? Looking into it and trying to figure it out on a local level. And I ran into some people who do the promo girl stuff, and I was looking at what would be how to get these promo girls to come out and run my booth and have this sex sells kind of expectations, and of course, like the dads and the young cats want to come over because there's pretty girls, whatnot, and it's not unreasonable. So I don't know necessarily why it doesn't exist. When you go to a big convention, they'll have the monster girls, the Red Bull girls, or just promo models.
Which is funny as fuck to me because you have the girls that actually dress in some tight clothing half the time. Mm-hmm. And the first thing is, well, no, it's about family friendly. Well, you got the girls dressed where I can see a butt cheek. So what you talking about?
Yeah.
What's in between that and having an OnlyFans girl there?
Nothing different.
Yeah. It's just they worried about the schematics for what reason? Because unless those kids actually go to OnlyFans or have an IG and actually look, they're not knowing who these girls are. Now, the adults might, period. And they're not necessarily being risque at the time, this, that, and the third. Because it's kind of like I said before, it's simply just someone getting the booth. If I was able to get a booth at the Comic Con, let's say, and then I had a gaming company of some type, to help to promote it, this, that, and third, and they're dressed up, but these are actual OnlyFans girls where you can sign their autographs at the same token, and they're dressed up in cosplay. I don't see an issue with it. Period. Even with porn, you don't even see at the porn conventions, you don't see girls dressed up in cosplay. Period.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Period, because even to the point that even if I'm a video game that's porn oriented, well, I don't have a booth at the AVNs. This. It's like people want to keep the two separate, but you want to take aspects of each and implement it to make money, but you just don't want to full out just put it together in some way.
Yeah, that's that's something, and I guess this goes to like for the question it I guess comes down to is like for men.
Hello? 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 Hey, how you doing? Let me tell you about a great deal. Why don't you come on over to the Premium Smoke Room? There ain't no smoke like Premium Smoke. I'm talking about 4 premium podcasts. I'm talking about Miss Spit Queen and the Porn Rap Star. I'm talking about Pilgrim on Wrestling. I'm talking about Causing Havoc with Princess Havoc, as well as the Read Daily Report. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 STO Dark. Plus also extra premium episodes for some of the hottest ladies and gents in the business of porn. And all this for $4.99 a month. I'm talking about 5 to 6 extra episodes a week on top of the free shit that you get. So do the math. Great deal. Only on Spotify, only on Anchor. Come check me out. Come catch this premium smoke.
Out of this recording one more
Yeah.
time. I want to let you listeners know what I've been trying to say. That they do have this crossover with the cosplay and the with the adult industry, but it's not all the way there yet. It's called ECCI, ECCHI, 18 plus conventions. It's sort of like, I know in like the gaming world and the adult industry, like hentai is like another thing. Like um it's a separate convention sort of situation because that's more anime. But Eki is more that 18 plus cosplay. Um, that's I was trying to get to that, but I kept on getting cut off on it.
Yeah, so there we go. We got it out. So tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
Yeah. On Instagram, Trent Knox TV. And the podcast is on anchor.fm/Trent Knox for myself. And then when it comes to the esports stuff, you should go to ebn.gg, Esports Business Network, and get yourself into the esports world. And if you're a cam girl that wants to get into gaming, reach out to me and I can give you some tips and some pointers on software, how to get your money up as far as Streamlabs or Stream Elements, as far as donations and how to get the viewers to contribute, and then how to navigate this gaming world when it comes to what you can say as far as OnlyFans and what you can't say that break the terms of services on that regard. And yeah, I definitely can help out on that end. It doesn't matter if you're a cam girl or cam guy, it doesn't really matter. Just which is something I was going to ask you, is like, what do these guys do? What?
They guys don't count too tough. And then, like I said, as far as it's about, when it comes to our business, it's about the woman. It's not about the man.
Right. Yeah.
To be honest with you, we just the extra, we just the help. But look, I got to run and stuff. So thank you for coming by.
Yeah. Thanks for having me back on the show.
And I'm gonna bring you back again. Trust me on that one, brother. Trust me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely looking forward to being back on the show.
No doubt. So you know how we end this all day, every day, everyone. Life is a learning experience with the point of speech. They learn anything. Smoke this over. Thank you for coming, Trent.
Y'all.